With the superior economics and quality of the car, how do you see the traditional car industry even surviving in the long term? Thank you.
That is the best vote of confidence I've heard in a long time.
Hey, I'm Stephen and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So in this video, we're winding the clock back 6.5 years to 2014 when Elon Musk and JB Straubel appeared in Norway discussing their plans for Tesla, how they would gain market share, scale production, what they thought about the competition, and plenty more. So let's see what Elon and JB had to say. Hey guys, if you're in the US and you'd like up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account and fund it with $100, you get 2 free stocks, one of them valued up to $1,400. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake using the link in the description. Let's get back to it.
First of all, thank you very much, Elon, for revolutionizing the global car industry. I knew nothing about e-cars, and as I sat into a Tesla with my daughter, we decided after 1 minute we were going to get it. In order to just make sure that we had made the right decision, we went and we tried the new BMW iCar afterwards. And my goodness, what a disappointment. And at that moment, I just realized how incredibly superior and beyond Tesla is compared to the rest of the car industry. So my question is, with the huge gap you've created, do you envision that Tesla is becoming the largest car manufacturer in the world? I see you have...
Alright, can we just take a moment to acknowledge the facial expressions of Elon and JB there? Now look, I'm going off the deep end here with speculation, but does this look like the face or the faces of 2 guys that have never conceived the idea that Tesla may in fact be aiming to become the world's largest automotive manufacturer?
...is becoming the largest car manufacturer in the world? I see you have talked about producing...
Maybe JB just liked the way that sounded. Anyway, let's move on.
Do you envision that Tesla is becoming the largest car manufacturer in the world? I see you have talked about producing 500,000 cars per year. That might even be conservative. In that light, and with the superior economics and quality of the car, how do you see the traditional car industry even surviving in the long term? Thank you.
I've got to give credit where it's due. This man, to have that vision and insight in 2014, just 2 years after the Model S first was released to the public, pretty impressive, and obviously we can see now this is exactly what's happening. Tesla has single-handedly shifted the automotive industries to 2 outcomes: switch to EVs or go bankrupt.
That is the best vote of confidence I've heard in a long time. Thank you. That's kind words. I think we probably will end up making quite a lot of cars long term. The goal is not really market share for its own sake, but really that we think it's vitally important for the world to transition to sustainable transport sooner rather than later. The faster it happens, the better off the world is. And the reason we worked super hard to make the car compelling was because we had to make it a no-brainer to have an electric car. It had to be, previous electric cars had just not they've been kind of like golf carts. And it just wasn't true that electric car had to be a golf cart. We need to show people that an electric car could in fact be the best car. And while some people are willing to buy a car that's good for the environment, even if it's worse, for most people, it just becomes a much easier thing if it also happens to be the best car, and that's why we put so much effort into trying to achieve that objective.
And with the benefit of years of hindsight, we can see Tesla did exactly what they said they were going to do. Model S is the best car ever made. Don't take my opinion for it. Look online, look at the awards: Car of the Year, Car of the Decade, Car of the fucking Century. Literally, Car of the Century. Google it. Fastest production vehicle ever, extremely low running costs, insane range. I mean, there's vehicles today from other automakers trying to catch up. They can't even match the range of the 2012 Model S. Then there's the infotainment, the full self-driving, fart mode, dog mode, sentry mode. Tesla literally told us their plan, and Tesla's continued to strive for and achieve this level of excellence in subsequent products while driving costs down, improving performance, adding features, etc. Even if we just take safety, 3 safest vehicles ever tested: S, X3, and X, all made by Tesla. This is why Tesla does not need to advertise. They don't need to because the products are so good. They sell themselves. I mean, look at my YouTube channel. There's 120 odd thousand Tesla fanboys / Tesla stock investors. I mean, where's the Ford version of this channel, or the GM version, or the Toyota version, or the Hyundai version? You get the point, right?
And then we want to obviously keep doing that and keep making more electric vehicles. I mean, I can certainly see the potential for Tesla to be making millions of electric cars. Certainly somebody has to, because if you look at the overall car industry globally, there's about 100 million new cars made a year, and the installed fleet of cars is about 2 billion. So, even if all of the new vehicle production transitioned to electric vehicles, it would take 20 years to replace the existing fleet, which is a very long time, and there would be quite a lot of bad things that would happen over that period of time. So clearly, the faster we can even get to, 10% of new cars made, the better. Not we Tesla, but the industry. I mean, it's really quite mind-boggling to think of just how much industrial infrastructure has to transition in order for the base of civilization of the world economy to go electric.
So those of you who've been watching the channel regularly will probably know that very recently I've really been harping on about how big the opportunity for energy is that Tesla's going after. They are going after the world's generation, storage, and supply of energy. Solar, batteries, virtual power plants powered by audible software, energy arbitrage. I mean, this is serious stuff, guys, and everyone is missing this opportunity. I think Tesla's an automaker. Maybe they think in the future they'll also be an autonomous transport on demand provider as well. Maybe they'll be a solar provider. Maybe they'll do some batteries, but everyone's still missing this energy piece of the puzzle. If audible software is controlling the movement of kilowatts around planet Earth, at least a small percentage of it, the opportunity here for Tesla is astonishing, and it aligns perfectly with their mission of accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. Have a look at the world's top 10 companies by revenue. I'll pop it up on screen now. Not going to say too much more other than which of these companies could Tesla potentially disrupt?
We're currently at a puny 30,000 unit a year production rate, which is, I mean, that's so tiny, it's not even next to the decimal point, in terms of percentage market share. So we have to get to 100,000 cars a year just to get to 0.1%.
Just for the record, now in 2020, Tesla's fleet is now over 1 million strong, and their annual production this year will be well over 500,000 vehicles, so they've increased their production by almost 20 times in the last 6 or so years.
So that's our near-term objective. Getting next to the decimal point.
But I think the most important thing is, maybe to reiterate, is that, the initial experience you had is the key to make that possible. So we're totally focused on making the products excellent and amazing, and that's the pathway to driving market share higher. Chasing after just high volume before the product is ready is not the right move.
To answer your question overall, I think there's a good chance that Tesla ends up making a lot more than 500,000 cars a year. But we have a long way to go between now and then.
Isn't it amazing? Tesla, more than 6 years ago, set a goal of delivering around 500,000 vehicles in 2020, and they're on target to do that. And in 2022, there is zero question Tesla will sell more than 1 million electric vehicles. They're building out their Berlin Gigafactory, expanding Gigafactory Shanghai, building out the Gigafactory in Texas, improving their production capacity at Fremont. They're absolutely slaying it. Meanwhile, everyone else asleep at the wheel. Like literally, Tesla is now producing more electric vehicles per year than any other company on Earth. If I were a betting man, I'd have money on Tesla producing at least 10 million, if not 20 million vehicles per year by the end of this decade. In fact, I am a betting man. That's why I'm all in on Tesla stock. And just finally, let's hear what Tesla had to say about their competition back in 2014.
Who do you consider as your main competitors?
We don't really think about competitors all that much. I mean, we just think about how do we make the best possible car. When you're running a race, they always say, don't look at who's running the race with you, just focus on getting to the finish line. I think that's probably a good philosophy is we just take the approach, we want to make the best possible car that we can, and then the chips fall where they may. And if the results of our effort are good, if they're competitive, then the company will succeed, and if not, we will not. So we don't try to say how will we compete from a strategic standpoint against the future product developments of other car companies. We just say there needs to be a great electric car, how can we make it as great as possible?
So simple, yet so brilliant. Forget what everyone else is doing, just try and focus on making the best possible product you can and it will sell itself. This is why Tesla doesn't need to advertise. This is why Tesla's now making more EVs than anyone else on the planet, because they made the best product. I mean, it's not that hard. But why isn't anyone else doing it? Seriously. Oh, that's right, because they don't care. It's a job, not a mission. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And of course, don't forget your free stocks with WeBull. If you're in the US, you can start a new account with WeBull using my link below. Deposit $100, you'll get 2 free stocks, one of them valued up to $1,400. And if you're in Australia, New Zealand, or the UK, you can get a free stock using the link in the description to stake.
Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.